are you wonderful people, and welcome back to another episode of Chatting Comics, where we chat about comic books and everything comic book related. I'm Comic Rob, and if you're new here, this is the Comic Room, and we are talking about characters today. That is right, it's been a little bit of a while, but we are back. We're going to try and do more characters, more stories, and all those things you love to consume. Right, today we are talking about the Ray. Let's get into it. That is right, today we look at the Ray. Raymond Tyrrell, I know, ironic name, was hidden by his mother for years. She claimed that he could not go into the light as it had an adverse effect on him. But until one night, he decided to sneak out, which is where we find out it's not just sunlight, but all light. Being exposed to a mix of lights manifested his powers, but not in the good way like most people would expect. It turned him invisible for several years. Imagine that. How he kept his sanity, I'll never know. But that is until one day he witnesses a politician being attacked. So Raymond decides to step in. Doing so turns him visible for the first time as a being made of pure light. Since then, he has been a valued member of quite a few teams, like the Freedom Fighters and even the Justice League themselves. So right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about his powers. So let's start with light absorption, of course. First thing that kicks off his powers. It is pretty self-explanatory. He can absorb light, both artificial and natural, which he can then redirect into energy, reimagining molecules into any form, which leads to a couple of other powers, like processing of light, giving him the ability of flight, shooting a mix of beams, bolts and rays with destructive power. And a bit like the Green Lanterns, he can also make constructs into anything he can imagine. He can make light constructs into anything. Imagine that. That'd be so cool. Just like the Green Lanterns, really awesome power. But he can also bend light to make illusions. And as we know, he can also go invisible. Now I'm going to tell you the weirdest part of his powers. His absorbing ability feeds his body. Yes, it is exactly how it sounds. The guy doesn't need to eat. That's odd to me. Again, most superheroes, they burn through the calories. They need to eat. This guy just absorbs the light, doesn't need to eat. Again, I love my food. I don't think I could do that, but that's me. But finishing up, Ray first turned up in 1992 in this book, the number one, in February. Not to be confused with the original Ray, who first turned up in Smash Comics in 1941. He was Langford Happy Tyrrell. I believe he is Ray's father. I believe. Don't quote me on that. That's what I believe anyway. But yeah, that was his first appearance. A very new kind of character. 2017. Still not that long ago. Hell, he had to be pretty popular to get a live action debut on TV, crossovering with Arrow and Flash, of all people. So he had to be pretty popular anyway. But I digress. This guy sheds a new light in the DC world, and it's just another ray of hope. I know, bad jokes. And that is it, guys. That is the Ray. What do you think? Look at this lovely shiny cover. It is really cool. And the Ray is actually a really cool character as well. Hasn't been used enough, I think. Needs to be maybe brought into the movies and stuff. I think they should. You know, they brought in Dr. Fate and all that lot, Hawkman and that kind of stuff in the Black Adam movies and stuff. I know they are non-existent now, but maybe we can get a little bit of the Ray in there. That would be interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know on that one. What do you guys think of the Ray? Let me know on that one as well. Put it all down in the comments below, because I just genuinely want to know. But enough from me, guys. Remember that you guys are awesome, and I will see you later.